Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Fun Stuff Friday. Yay! So today we have some fun stuff. So we have the Flowood colored pencils. It is a 160 colored pencil set and they're pretty. They're really pretty. If I can open them. They're very tightly closed. It comes in a metal tin with a hinged lid, which is really cool. I do have the Flowood 72 set, so when I saw that they had come out with a 160 set, I wanted to take a look at them. I was a little bit skeptical with all of the white labeling that is going on and basically having all the exact same pencils, just with different or different sales names. So I was a little concerned with that. I have not been able to find any that are the exact same set with the same numbers and everything else. Now, I tend to veer away from things that have the black barrel with the little colored nib and the silver band. But like I said, I looked through Amazon, and I'm not saying that I have looked everywhere because I have not, and I have yet to find any that have different aspects that this set has. For example, one of the things that this set has that I haven't been able to find is it has 3 different tones of white. So it's not a gray white. It's got stark white, a step down from stark white, and then it's got a pinky white. So it does have different aspects that are a little bit, what is the word? Unique to the set. So with that, you know, I'm not sure if it's more than likely it is a white label thing, but they have chosen their colorations quite well. I was a little bit perplexed by the way that they've done their setup because everything is numbered in numerical order in their setup. So it goes from 1 to 160. So they're easy to put away in your bags and easy to keep in order if you just follow the numbers. I was a little bit concerned that they weren't in color family. They are in color family, not in the color family order I particularly would put them in, but they are all in their color family. And I understand after doing the swatch why they're in the order that they're in. It's just not the order I would particularly put them in. So we've got the swatch all ready to go and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to switch you over to the swatch, and of course I have sped this up. I do not swatch this quickly. If I could swatch this quickly, I would have so many more pencils. I love swatching, but sometimes it's a tedious thing, especially with really large sets. But yeah, I have sped it up for you, so grab your coffee and sit back and relax. It's only about a 4-minute swatch, so I hope you enjoy it. If you do find that it's too quick, let me know, and I will slow the next one down a bit. All right, guys, one moment, and I will switch you over to the swatch time. See, now that wasn't so bad now, was it? Okay, and of course I forgot to unmute my mic, so that's why it took me a second. I keep doing that, I don't know why. So as you can see, we've got the swatch all done. Of course, there is 160 pencils in here. This is a 150 slot swatch from Jennifer Stay in Coloring Bliss. So if you sign up for Coloring Bliss's a free membership level, she has several different levels that have several different perks. This is one of the perks for the free membership level. So if you want to sign up for that, you can definitely do so. I will leave a link in the About section below. So we're going to take a closer look at the swatch. I'm going to move the pencils out of the way here for a second. And then we're going to compare it to the swatch of the 72 set. So I'm going to switch on over to the close-up camera here so you can see a little bit better. All right, so as you can see, these, let's see if I'm turning the light on. Nope, that don't help. These ones here are all different variants of white, and you can't really see on the camera the different variants. You can see that this one here is more white than this one here, and this one here is a little bit darker than this one here. But other than that, you can't really see too well. So we will be using some of those white colors on our coloring, which is going to be on a tan paper so you can see it a little bit better. And then we have our cream yellow color into our yellows. And this one here I would have put in the greens, but it is more yellow than green, so I think it's a lime yellow or a lemon yellow, like a lime green color. And then we go into our orangey colors, our tan browns, into our greeny brown colors, our yellowy brown, and then into our deeper oranges, and then into our deeper browns. Now, the reason why I'm not fond of this is it's a little bit, I'm used to having all the browns at the end with the grays, and to have the browns and the grays in the center is a little strange to me. I understand why they did it, because brown is basically purple and orange mixed together to make brown. So I do understand the way that they have this set up, and it makes perfect sense. It really does. Just my brain has a problem comprehending it. But it does make perfect sense. So it has all of the browns here. Now, in my opinion, they're a little bit jittery, I should say, of back and forth, back and forth. So we've got, some tan colors here, and then we've got some oranges and reddy oranges. And then we've got some orangey browns, reddish browns, and then more red browns here. And then it goes into a purplish kind of brown, and then it goes back into those light brown colors. And I understand, like I said, I completely understand why they did it. I just don't like it myself. So then we go into our light browns, into our medium tones, and then we go back into our reddish orangey browns, and then into our, like in the middle is a dark brown. And then we go into the darker browns, and then into the grays. And they did the same thing with the grays. They juttered back and forth. So there's a green gray, a dark blue gray there, and then some light grays, and then a light blue gray there, and then some medium grays and a medium blue gray there, and so forth. So like I said, I completely understand why they did it. I just don't like it. It does have two different levels of black, which is awesome. I like the fact that it has two different levels of black. One is a subtle black, and one is a very, very dark black. And then we go into our peachy pink tones, and then our gray pink tones, and then our salmon color, and then into our pinks and reds. Now, there's not a lot of red in this set. There's quite a bit of orange red colors, but there's not a huge amount of deep red colors. So we've gone from our reddish pinky colors, like our orangey pinky colors, into our reds, and then back into the oranges pinky colors, and then back into the reds, and then into our pinky red colors, and then into our deeper red colors. And then we go back into our pinks. And it has a really good selection of pink. You know, it does have some really, really dark pinks and medium pinks and light pinks. And they've got it separated by shade, basically. So this is the light shade, the dark shade, the medium shade, the light, medium. You know, I don't know why this one got put there. This one here should be there for the dark shade. And then the light, medium, and dark. Light, medium, and dark. You know, so I understand. I can work with it. I'm just perplexed with the whole thing. And it has a huge amount of purple. This is one of those sets that has a really good selection and a really good level of different color families, from light to dark. So unlike some of the smaller sets where you get one or two purples, or maybe three or four purples, this one has everything from the pinky purples, the violets, the red violets, into our darker purpley colors, and into our really dark violet colors, our blue purples. And then we go into our greens, and it goes from this one, which is a yellow area of yellow green, and then we go into our blue greens, which is the aquatic type of colors, and then it goes into our deeper greens, and then back into the deeper aquatic kind of colors here. Like I said, it goes back and forth, back and forth. So, and then we go into our blues, and of course at the end of the blues is another green, and then excuse me one second, sorry about that. I hate it when I get a tickle in my throat and it just won't go away. Then it goes back into some of the greens, and it's kind of a dark bluish green, and then another blue-green type of color here. It's almost an emerald color, and then into another greenish. This one here would probably be evergreen type of color. And then we go into our blues. So it starts off with a really, really pale blue, into our light blues, into our medium blues, and then into our darker blues down here at the bottom. So there, and then there's of course a couple of purpley blues there, but I think there's more blue than purple in those. So it's got a wonderful, wonderful range of colors, which is fantastic to me. I really enjoy the fact that they do have a really good range of color. Now, the set that I have, the 72 set, has numbers all over the place. So it has, 1 and 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's take a look at some of these colors and see if they match up at all. So that's the 10s. Oh, I guess I should move you down here so you can see. So that's the 10s, and that doesn't match up to the 10. It would match up to the 7. And that would match up to the 8. 13 would match up to the 10. 17, let's see, where's 17? Nope, it doesn't match up to 17, but it does match up to 14. 20 matches up to 26. 21 matches up to 25. So the colors do match. It's just the numbers are way off. 32 would match up to, yeah, 82, no, 80. 33 would match up to 82. Yeah, 88 would match up to 37. And yeah, so I can pretty much match most of these colors together, like from 1 to 1. So what I will do, let's see, because this goes up to, so where's 81? Nope, definitely not a match. So the 70, this all this area here, this entire page is definitely not going to be a match because it only goes up to the 80s, and the 80s don't even get into the blues or the greens yet. So this side here, so 82, definitely not a match. And then it goes into the browns and the brown reds. The only one that is a match, well, not really, is 106 is in the purples. But other than that, yeah, I can't say that any of them are matched up number wise. They do have a much better selection of grays than they did in the 72 set, but I could easily match the different colors throughout the set. So let's take this area over here and we're going to pull a couple of different colors that are closely matched and test them out against each other. So I've got the old Flowoods here in the bag. Just 1 second here, I'll open them up. I'm going to switch you over to the main camera. And in the bag, we have the old Flowood pencils. And as you can see, they look exactly the same, which is great. I like the fact that they do look exactly the same. So let's pull from the top layer here. Let's take a look and see what we have in the top layer. And as I showed you yesterday, the boxes that they come in, the graphics on the boxes and everything else is pretty much identical. They have upgraded their font on the inside of the box, but that's about it. And on the back of the box. So let's start with, let's see. Let's start with, I think it's number 10. That was the same as number, so we'll grab number 10, which is the same as number 7. So number 10, and then we'll grab number 7 and take a look at them. Yeah. Okay, so that's 10 and 7. And then another one that was the same. I'm trying to grab one from each color area so that we can compare them. So number 20 and number 26. I think number 25 is a better match for that. No. Let's see. Okay, so number 26 is the best match for that. Okay. Alright. So it looks like they're a shade or two off. So let's try number 21 and see if that's, yeah, that's better. That's more like, no. Yeah, so they look a couple of shades off from each other. The wood looks the same. Yeah, we'll try them out. Well, that one is more like this one. So we'll try this one as well. So number 16 and 21 look very similar. Okay, so we've got 3 different sets here. Let's try in the pinks. We have number 4, which should be the same as number 65. That might be too far down. Nope, there it is. Okay, so number 4 and number 65 should be the same. Nope, it's a little pinkier, but the tips are the same. All right, and then number 9 should be the same as, sorry guys, I should have pulled these all out first, but yeah. So number 71. All right, and those are the same. Okay, and let's do one set of reds too. So let's do number 24. Well, actually, let's do number 25. And then that should be the same as 72. Okay, so I've got a handful of pencils here. I'm going to move this back over and out of the way. Okay. Close that. Close this. See, I'm just making a big old mess at this point, aren't I? Okay, so I've got a few from the first 2 layers of the originals as well as the new ones. So there are a couple of differences in the colors of the tips. So I'm just trying to put these down without mixing them all up. And I failed. So if you can see that, so this one here is darker than this one here in the tip. However, up here in the lead, it looks very, very similar. This one here is lighter than this one. So this is the new one, this is the old one. But otherwise, they're pretty close. These 2 here are a little bit darker than these 2 here. So we'll have to see how the colors add up. However, if you look at the yellows here, their tips are exactly the same. Even, I'm going to switch over to the close-up here. So even the variation, like the thinness of the dipping is about the same. So, all right, so let's switch it back over here. Now we're going to take our handy dandy sharpener and we're going to take a look at how well these new ones sharpen. So I love this thing. I love this little sharpener. It is just the cutest thing ever. You sharpen it up and then you spit it out. It just spits it right out. So as you can see, it sharpens quite nicely. There's no splits in the wood and there's no breakage to the pencil. So we're going to sharpen these 2 because this one needs it. Now I will say that after doing the swatch, that sharpening these pencils definitely does benefit them. They do color a lot nicer when they are sharpened. So they do have, they don't look like they have coating on them, but I think they may have a small bit of wax buildup on them. They do feel, they felt quite smooth going down, but I was having to put a little bit more pressure on the ones that I didn't have sharpened compared to the ones that I did sharpen because I broke the tip. They do take quite a bit of abuse before they break. I know this from experience. I did break a tip. So I'm just going to go through and sharpen all of these up. Now, I know that I normally don't do the comparison like this, but I don't want to, cause a controversy. I just want to show you that even though they're, well, I just want to prove to myself, more than anything else, that even though they are a different name or a different number and a different lineup, that they are the same, pretty much the same pencil. All right, so let's go with the yellows first. So number 7 and number 10. So what did I do with those charts? Number 7 is the new and number 10 is the old. New, old. Okay, and then we're going to switch over to the close-up here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so the number 7 is the new one. Very smooth. Has a bit of dust. Pretty color. And there we go. So it has a pretty good coverage. It's a nice bright light yellow. And now for the old, let's grab the duster so we can dust off any bits. Now this is the old one. Still pretty smooth. It's feels a little bit harder than the new one. And looks a little bit lighter. But still pretty close. This one here, the old one, does feel a little bit firmer. It's still pretty smooth. It just feels like I have to put a little bit more pressure on it to get that color vibrancy that the new one has. All right, so number 21 is the old one, I think. Hold on. Yeah, so we'll put the 21 down here. So the new one would be number 16, I think. Yeah. I may have mixed them up. So this one is number 16. And once again, nice and smooth, a little crumbly. It could be just because I sharpened the tip quite sharp. Okay, so I'm just going to go over it twice just to cover up all that bit of white spot, because it does change the perspective of the color when you can see the white spot. Oh, now I'm off camera. Sorry, guys. I'm going to take our duster, dust it all off. And then this one here is the old one, and it's a different color. I didn't match them up very well. I think I grabbed the wrong pencil. Yeah, I definitely grabbed the wrong pencil. Okay. So definitely not the same color. The, matching them up just by visual is a little bit difficult. The new is not as vibrant. The old one is, let's put this in before I forget. The old one is quite vibrant, and this orange laid down a lot easier than the yellow did. It didn't feel as hard. It actually felt a little bit smoother. The new pencil is just a different color. I didn't match them up very well. I thought I did, but I didn't. So this one here is a shade lighter than this one. So let's see how I matched up these ones. I don't think I did. I don't think I matched them up very well at all. So 26 is the new and 20 is the old. And I'm pretty sure that the old number 20 is going to match this one better than the 26. So let's take a look. So 26 is the new and 20 is the old. And I'm pretty sure that the new is going to match up with this old better, and the new is going to match up with, yeah, this old, and this old is going to match up with that new. I'm pretty sure of it. Okay, so this is the new. I may have moved them the wrong way when I put them down. I may have matched them up, but grabbed the wrong ones. So we will see if I am correct. Just going to go through, make sure I cover up all the white. Yeah, see, those two there are closer together than these two. And I bet you this one is going to be closer to that one. And I just broke the tip because I pressed too hard and I sharpened it too fine, which is fine. Alright, so yeah, exactly what I thought. I mixed the two sets of pencils up when I put them down. Because this one matches up to this one. And of course, there is always going to be a slight variance, even with higher priced pencils, because of the nature of the beast, really. It's like one little gram of pigment off and you're suddenly have a completely different pencil. Okay, so this one matches this one matches this one. This one here is a little bit darker, but not a whole lot. Alright, so let's try the peachy pink colors. Now we know that this one is the old, which is number 4, and number 65 is the new. So as you can see, there is a difference between the two ends in coloration, but if you look at the cores themselves, they're pretty close. So let's grab the new one first. And I'm going very lightly so that I don't break that tip off. I want to wear it down, not smash it off. And then we'll go back over it with another pass just to make sure that we clear up any major white spot. So I hope everybody has had a wonderful week and had fun. It has been a very eventful week for the channel. We have opened memberships and created wonderful, wonderful perks for our members. So if you want to join our membership groups, there are 3 different tiers for membership. There's the unicorns, which is tier 1, and then we have the next tier is the mermaids, and then the final tier, the top tier, is the fairies. And all of that information is given to you when you hit that little join button. It tells you all about all 3 of them. Okay, so as you can see, they are pretty dead on for color. I'll move out of the way of the light so you can see exactly what I mean. So those are pretty smack dab on color-wise. I did pretty good choosing those. Okay, so let's do another set of pinks. And as you can see, the tips are definitely different, different colors. So hopefully I have chosen okay. The cores look pretty close. Another thing that I am noticing is that this has a white undercoat where this does not. I know it's small, but it's something to notice. Something to tell the two different purchases apart. But as you can see, between the old and the new, other than the fact that they're slightly off too, there's more distance between this area and this area. So I've got them exactly at the end there. So the new one seems to have more colored area down here and more distance between the silver band and the writing, but the font is the same. They say the same thing and that sort of thing. So I think when they decided to go with a new set of pencils, I think they just said, okay, let's revamp them, or let's just go with whatever, and said, okay, factory, do this, this, and this, and off it went. Okay, so that's the old one. So this is a salmon-y color, a salmon pink color. And like I said, it is very possible that it's just the same, typical thing of lower cost brands that have to take their production to China, where they just contact the um, manufacturer and say, okay, I want this and this and this and this, and it's up to the manufacturer to make sure that there isn't any mix-ups. But mix-ups happen, and sometimes it's just all the same pencil, they just slap different people's names on them. So we've already seen that happen quite a bit. So I'm hoping that the Flowood isn't the same, but it is very possible. All right, so there's the new. Now we're going to do the old. And like I said, both feel just as smooth as each other. It's definitely not a one and done type of pencil. You do have to layer up that color. And if you press too hard, you are going to kill the tooth of the page, because they are a firmer pencil. Now, I do believe that they are an oil-based pencil from what I've read. However, it does not say anything on the box, on the new box, about whether or not they're oil or wax. And as you can see, those are the exact same colors. Alright, so we're going to do the last one here, which is reds. So this is the new, which is 72, and the old is 25. I'm pretty sure this pretty much concludes the fact that they are the exact same pencils, the exact same leads anyway, as each other, even though that they are not the same numbers. I like the increase in browns and grays from the old set, because the old set did not have many grays at all. Same with the pinks, it had very little in the way of pink. Okay, so I'm just going to go over it one more time. Make sure that I've coated everything here. And I'm just doing a very light hand, I'm not pressing hard. Just wanted to get that full coverage. And then this is the old. I'll go over it. I think I went over that one 3 times, so I'll go over this one the same. Ooh, it is storming out today. And hear the rain. Which is good. We have been way too dry this year, which is odd for the Pacific Northwest. Usually we're pretty wet. Now I think the old feels like it had a little bit more coverage. Oh no. There we go. So pretty much the exact same color as well. So I think we can pretty much say that they are the exact same pencil with the same colors as each other. So that's a good thing. That tells me that they are Flowoods. However, with all of the new pencils coming out and that sort of thing, do a comparison shopping, because sometimes, especially with these black barreled pencils, a lot of times it seems that they are the same as other pencils available on the market. Sometimes you can get them cheaper, sometimes a little more expensive. I like the Flowood brand because they do have their own information. Now, I thought I saw a website for them. I can't remember if I saw it on the pencil box or if I saw it on Amazon. It must have been on Amazon because it's not on this one. But their box is unique. It has Flowood all over it. You know, it does have the full color chart here on the back. You know, and that sort of thing, which is great. I'm not seeing anything about yeah, I'm not seeing anything about whether or not they're wax based or oil based. However, I do believe on I do believe on Amazon they say they're an oil-based pencil, but I can't attest to that. They feel like an oil-based pencil, if that makes sense. All right. Like I said, the lid is tight fitting. It seems to be quite difficult to open. Okay, so we're going to color on our tan paper here, and we're going to take a look at some of the different colors, and we're going to take a look at these 3 whites in this set. Now I'm going to try to just use the colors from this set, so I think we're going to color this one here. Now I don't know if you can see that very well. The whites are not wonderful, obviously. Can't see them very well. So this is just the basic white. And like I said, even on the tan paper, you can't see it all that great. Typical of most white colored pencils. So this is the next step up. Sharpen it here, and it's got a touch of yellow in it by the looks of the tip here. Still not overly visible even on this tan paper. All right. And then this one here has a touch of the pink in it. And once again, still not overly prominent even on the tan paper. So we will test them again on top of different colors and see how they do. Now I just want to grab the right one here. So I'm going to use number 72. Which is our red. And as you can see, even on the tan paper, it goes down quite nicely. This tan paper is a toothier paper than my swatch paper. So even on this bit of toothier paper, it is going down quite nicely. Alright, now we're going to actually grab a bit of a reddy brown. So I'm going to actually grab number 34. Which is a bit of a red-brown color. And I'm just going to do the shadow area if I don't just break off the tip. Because I just seem to like to break tips off today. Okay. Making a big old mess of this. Like how they layer, that's for sure. Alright, now I'm just going to put in a bit of white here. Blend that down. So even on top of a really dark color like red, it's not giving a vibrant white color, which is typical, is normal. Most white colored pencils, I think there's 2 or 3 that will actually give you a vibrant white color. These are not one of them. Alright, so the next one that we're going to do, I'm trying not to, get too deep into the set because I don't really have the room. So I'm going to take this darker yellow. So we're going to do yellows and oranges and pinks and that sort of thing that I can get to easy. I just want to show you how well the pencils seem to work. So I'm going to take the lightest yellow, which is this one, I think. Yeah. So this is the really pale light yellow. And I'm just going lightly over it so you can see that pretty well on the tan. Sometimes a lot of times I have noticed that the tan paper just makes the colors just pop. But there are some colors that it just sort of makes it go, meh. Now going over this area that I did those white pencils in, it doesn't seem to, because I did press pretty hard, that yellow isn't sitting as well on it. Hold on a sec. I'm going to turn on another light because I can't see very well. So I'm going to turn on another light, so just one moment. Okay, so that's a little better. And as you can still see a bit of the yellow behind it, but it's way more muted than it is here. And that's because of that white that I put there. So that's cool. I like that. Now we're going to take the dark yellow and do our shadowy type of area. And try not to break the tip off the pencil. Which of course I did. And then we're going to do the handle. I keep on pressing too hard. I sharpen it to a bit too fine of a tip, and then I press too hard for that tip. It's not I'm pressing too hard for the pencil, pressing too hard for the tip that I sharpened, because I sharpened it way too fine. Alright, so then we're going to go in this area down here, and we're just going to put in that yellow. We're going to do it pretty heavy. Same with this area here. Do it heavy. Then we're going to go underneath with this yellow. And then we're going to take some lovely orange. Make sure that it's the set that I'm working with. Yeah. Make sure that I don't grab the pencil from the old set. And I'm just going to put some orange in here. So with the Flowood, the old set being the same as the new set, just different numbers, it's going to be difficult to keep track of which ones are the same and which ones are different. But I will try to match them all up so that I can put them in my bag and just mark the ones that are replacements so that I can maintain the full set and still have that 72 backup pencils. Alright, so I'm going to take a bit of the red that I just used, which is number 72, and I'm just going to put in a bit of a shadow area in the orange. Like that, and then I'm going to take the salmon pink and I'm just going to fill in these little spots. Like so. I think that's cute. Alright, now we're going to take a nice light brown. So I need probably number 20. And I'm going to need to sharpen it. And we're going to do some tea. We're going to make some tea. There we go. Added some tea. And now we're going to take number 20. Number 37. And we're going to do the dark areas for the ripples in the tea and where it comes up against the cup. And as you can see, where I've come down with that white, it is not picking up the color as much, which is perfect because it gives the illusion of the steam. So definitely when you're using the lighter colors, if you do purchase this set, put them down first, and then whatever you color over it isn't going to show, will allow that white to show a little bit better. And there's our tea. And then we're going to take our tea green here, and we're just going to color the tea leaf there. I'm going to sharpen this so that I can do the rest of the leaves. So I'm going to go through and I'm just going to put this tea leaf green down, matcha green or whatever color you want to call it. On all of our little leaves. And I'll go through with a darker yellow green and put in the dark areas. Okay, I think that's it for those. And then we're going to grab this one. Yeah, this one will do. But I'm not going to finish this like I normally do because I've already gone into an hour. But I think we'll finish up the teapot. And that sort of thing so that you can see a little bit more of the color variations, availabilities. So the teapot, I'm going to color a different color. Let's see, what color do we have under here? I don't like those colors either. So let's use some, oh, these are pretty colors. So let's use some turquoise type of green colors. Those work really well with the yellow. So let's do number 120 and 118. And hopefully I don't knock all those pencils off of that little tiny flimsy little table. All right. I wanted to show you other colors other than just the yellows and oranges. So here's a nice little light teal green color. It's amazing how such a small little tiny picture can take so long to color. Although I just started coloring it, so it's not like I've been doing it for the whole hour. And starting next week, for those of you that do decide to join for members, I'm going to be adding some new perks and possibly releasing some videos to members before they go public. So you'll get sneak peeks. And that's going to be available to all members, anybody from unicorns to fairies. So you'll get some sneak peeks of maybe Collection Mania Monday or, that sort of thing, depending upon what I have available. And that's just going to be an added perk. That isn't one that is in the list of perks at this time because I can't guarantee it. Because, sometimes I get busy and things just don't happen as quickly as I want them to. Another thing that I want to tell you all about, which is so exciting, and I hope it's as exciting for you guys as it is for me, because I'm extremely excited about it. On the 27th, we will be having a couple of guests on the channel, and we'll be having a special Sunday. And one of the guests is an artist, and she is going to be drawing a special freebie for the channel's membership. So if you become a member during that live stream or before that live stream, you will be available for the members area and be able to download one of her special drawings that she is drawing specifically for our unicorn, mermaid, fairy group of wonderful people. So I thought that was really cool of her. I can't wait to color it. So if you decide to become a member, you can definitely do so by clicking the link down below that says join. It's in big blue letters. It says join. And when you click that, it will take you to a page that tells you all about the different levels of membership and what perks are available for those levels. All right. And I think on Friday nights, another thing I'm thinking about doing is just a members only live where you guys can come join me, sit and have whatever beverages you're having, and just sit and color and talk, where people can actually join me the same way that Tammy did when I had Amazon Tammy on my channel, in the same way that Davissa did when I had her on my channel, where you guys can just all jump into the stream with me and sit and chat so that I can get to know you guys as well as you get to know me. Now I can have up to 10 members in the chat with me at a time. So we will definitely be setting up something like that as well for members in the membership in the memberships. Alright, so we've added the light and the dark teal colors, and that looks awfully blue on screen. It's quite tealy on the page. I don't know why it's looking completely blue there, but alright, so now we're going to take the pink, pale pink, And we're going to do the flower here. And then we're going to take the coral color and we're just going to darken it up a little bit. Of course, if you end up with a hard line like that, you can eliminate it just by blending it with the lighter color at the edges. Just going around these little curves in the flower so that it looks a little bit more dimensional. And then I'm going to go back over it with number 65 and just smooth out any edges that are a little bit harsh. Alright, now we're going to take our yellow again and we're going to do our center. And we'll take our deeper yellow because that light yellow is not quite dark enough for me. We'll do that with the deep yellow. And then we'll take our red and we'll do our little berries. And our little ticky things there. And then we will take our, what other colors do we have here? Let's do a nice little purple area. Take some light purple and do around the top here. And of course I didn't sharpen that, so like I said, these pencils definitely do need to be sharpened before you use them. They do still lay down, they just don't lay down as nicely if you don't sharpen them. I'm just going to take some bright green and do these little leaves here. And as soon as I'm done with this part, I will blend it a bit so that we can see how well this blends. So I'm just going to grab my blending pencil. I know I have it here somewhere. Oh, blending pencil, where are you? Uh-oh, I've lost my blending pencil. My desk is such a mess. There it is. So I'm going to sharpen it. I'll put down these pencils, handful of pencils. And then we're going to blend this in. And the Flowoods, the old set, have always been very good with blending. So I'm pretty sure that these new ones will as well. Like I said, I have both sets now. They also have a larger set. I think they have the 72, the 120, and the 160, but I could be wrong. I think it might be 48, 72, and 160. I would have to look. And of course they are available on Amazon, and I did just get notification from Amazon that they have been dropped in price. So they're actually cheaper than they were when I bought them. Which, yeah, kind of murphs me, but that's the joy of sales, right? You think you got a pretty good deal, and then the next day, not so much. And bring that red into the orange a little bit for those shadows. Blend up the tea, and there we have it. So altogether, I think they're a wonderful set of pencils. They are the same pencils as the 72 Flowoods, however, they are not the same numbers on the pencils. So they do go from 1 to 160, and they are in color family. They are not in the color family selection or in the color family order that I would put them in, but they are actually in the color family order of the color wheel. So it goes from reds to orange to yellows, and in between all of those is your browns, and then it goes into the greens, blues, and purples. However, they went and added the purples in with the pinks, which is the reds. So what they've done is they've gone basically this way. Normally I would go this way. They've added all this center area, which is all your browns, from yellow to orange and then into the reds. So they've put yellow, orange, browns, and then reds, and then purples, and then greens, and then blues. So yeah, they're just all over the place. If it was me, it would go yellow, orange, red, purple, blue, green, brown, gray. But they just, I understand it because of the composition of colors and how they're mixed. I just don't like it. And if it wasn't for the fact that they are numerically in order, I would readjust them and re-swatch them. Because they're in numerical order and don't have color names on them, it's just easier to leave them in that numerical order. I don't have to, sit there with the color swatch going, okay, this one goes here, this one goes here. Instead, I can just go, okay, that's number, 72, there's number 73, it goes in front of that. It just makes things a little bit easier. But other than that, it's other than the fact that they don't have the color names on the pencil and don't have the color, don't have the match to the numbers of the old set, they're a great pencil. And of course, for a budget brand pencil, these are made in China, so it is very possible that they are a white label brand where they've just taken a selection of pencils and said, okay, I want that, 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 and that. Throw my brand name on it. That is very possible. It is very possible that there is 20, 30, 40, maybe even more of the exact same pencil sets out there. I have not found them, but I have only been looking at them for a week. So I may have missed them. There are hundreds of different colored pencils available, and there's new ones coming out every day. So that are in the white label category. I'm going to switch you over to the main camera here so you can see a little bit better of the picture that we colored. I'm just going to zoom you in, so I'm going to make you wiggle so that you can see that a little bit better. And in comparison to the other colored pencils that I use, this one here is marker. This one here is pretty sure that this one here is the Creative, the Indra Creative colored pencils. And this one here I do believe is the Indra pastel pencils, but I'd have to look because I was silly and didn't label them. Isn't that fun of me? So this one here is the Flowood. Let's actually label that now so I don't forget. So Flowood 160s. And I'll finish this picture up and I will show you the next time I have something come in that I need to swatch. I do have one more coloring video that's coming out, a review video for these wonderful, wonderful Jane Davenport mermaid markers. And they're a paint marker, so I will be testing those as well. So we'll probably do those on this one. Other than that, guys, I would like to say thank you very much for watching. I know this one has been extremely long, and I apologize for that. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to join our memberships, just hit that join button down below. All of your support and everything else that you guys do for me is greatly appreciated. Just having you around and being able to do this humbles me every single day. I thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And until next time, bye-bye for now.